This is the We Get Outdoors 6 in 16 interview series where we introduce you to some of the world's leading outdoor and adventure gear brands and the brains behind them. Your chance to get a real behind-the-scenes look into what's currently happening now and in the future of these outdoor brands. So today's guest, I'm not going to tell them your name because you can tell them your name in a second. 6 in 16 questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Thanks.
Good. So today's guest, who are you and why should we care?
My name's Alex Shirley Smith, and I run a small UK company which makes tree tents and giant hammocks. We sell internationally across the globe with the intention of giving our users and their friends the opportunity to experience forests and trees in a whole new way, hopefully then increasing their appreciation of forests and trees, helping us on our mission to stop and slow down and stop eventually deforestation, and also just propagating the magic of being in forests and the well-being feeling that it gives you.
Superb. And what should our listeners know about your business?
I think what they should know about our business is that we don't just talk the talk, we do actually walk the walk. So when I say that we are heavily involved in actions against deforestation and replanting of forests, we plant 20 trees for every single unit of tree tent and giant hammock that we sell, in partnership with some very well-established multinational organizations that have very high rates of plant survival. So there are a lot of companies out there that plant trees but then don't do the aftercare, and also they plant some of these tree planting organizations also they plant sort of monocultures, which is no good. You need a good and varied forest replanting project, which has a good survival rate, which is anything above about 70% of the seedlings planted. And also you want to have a mix of indigenous species so that when that forest does reclaim the land, it's not a monoculture, because that's just as good or bad as having fields of palm oil plants. So we walk the walk and we talk the talk. We've donated tree tents to deforestation protesting campaigns. We're all up and down at the moment HS2 line, giving people tree tents to stay in where there's ancient woodland at risk. We've given 30 tents to an ancient forest protection organization in Germany. We're working in Bali, Kenya, Oregon in America. I know it doesn't sound like it, but they've got a big deforestation problem in the Northwest United States, where the loggers are still going in and chopping down old growth, first growth forests. So those are particularly important habitats, those first growth forests.
Now, I don't know how you're going to top that, but what's the thing that sets your business apart from the competition? How on earth? I'm already jaw dropped.
Well, okay. So the first thing that sets us apart is there is no other tree tent company. So we have no direct competition. The nearest competition that you would see to our tree tent products would be within the hammocking industry. I don't know, maybe your listeners know that the sort of camping hammock industry has completely exploded over the last 20 years, I'd say, with Hennessy Hammocks leading the way on that front. So they've created a sort of lightweight, polyester, nylon, silicon coated camping solution, which fits into a bag this size and keeps you covered, insect free, very versatile. And then there's a slew of companies that have come into that space. Now, when we started, how I started off was a hammock camper, but I soon realized that it wasn't quite as glamorous or as practical as I had hoped. Yes, it's small. Yes, it's versatile. But you get in and you try to read a book, and suddenly you find that you've got no elbow room because it's, it's all intention in the longitudinal sense, but you've got no width to you. You're also sleeping a little bit like a banana, even though they say, sleep diagonally across your hammock and you'll get a flatter lay. It's never that flat. And when you're in there with an air mattress to stop the cold wind off on your back, you'll find that in the night, of course, it flips out from underneath you and you wake up with your air mat firmly planted on your face. So what we tried to do is take that hammock camping concept, and we added a tree, which some people don't like because, of course, it makes you less versatile. You're not just looking for 2 trees anymore. You're looking for 3 trees. But what that third tree does is it gives you tension widthways, and our products are in tension. They're not just hanging between 2 trees. You actually use ratchets, like trucker ratchets, to create a tension force, which makes a flat bed on which to lay, and it's spread out, and it's got headroom. So it's bigger, it's more versatile. It's bigger, it's more robust. But the main thing is it takes what used to be a solitary camping experience and makes it a communal camping experience, because now we've got tree tents for 1 person, ultralight for hikers, but you've got your 2-person, your 3-person, and then you can start stacking them on top of each other with rope ladders coming down the center hatch and insect screens around every level, which means you then go like 3, 6, 9, 12 people in one. Well, we like to call it a treehouse in a bag, basically. So I don't know if your viewers have seen any photographs of our products, but they're big, they're robust, and they afford you a lot of space.
Well, we'll put your website link beneath so people can go and check you out on Instagram, Facebook, and on your website as well, and go and see the pictures. I have to be honest, it's jaw-dropping, but that's super cool. Jaw-dropping. So tell me, Alex, what's the big secret thing you're currently working on that your customers will love?
Wow. I'm sure everybody starts off this section with, if I told you, it wouldn't be a secret. But we've always got something up our sleeves. 2 years ago, we brought out a tent that could not only go as a tree tent in the air, but because it's got a supboard inflatable floor, it has that insulation already built in. It means that you've got a walkable surface to stand up on, but it also means that it can go on the ground and it can go in the water. So we brought out a 3-element ground, water, and air tree tent for between 3 and 5 people, depending on which mode you are using it in. Now, what we're coming up with next is some extra modularity on some of our existing tents, so that you can add to the stacking effect, coming out sideways and get full weather protection. But we're also in the next few weeks, we're going to be announcing the launch of our Tensile Experience Camp Network, which is, as I was sort of alluded to earlier, it's a network of very low density, low impact tensile camps around the world, which we are inviting people with any land that they know of, whether their granny's got a piece of land or whether they own a piece of land themselves, to come and join our Tensile Experience Camp Network and invite people to come and stay in tree tents on pieces of land of outstanding natural beauty. And we promise a kind of leave no trace camping solution, so you can pop them up for the season, take them down at the end of the season, and there's not a trace that any camp's been there for the whole summer. So this is our big launch for this year, along with another couple of surprise products that we're going to be bringing out in March, which you're going to have to wait to hear a little bit more about those.
Awesome. Well, you're right. It wouldn't be a secret if you told me. So, what do you believe the future of the outdoors and the outdoor industry is?
Well, I think the future for the outdoor industry is right now going through a bit of a metamorphosis. So, we're just maybe if we're lucky past the halfway mark on a global pandemic, first one for a long time, and I think the whole world is starting to reevaluate how they're going to do business, and that is no exception for the outdoor industry. So I think we're going to see a whole lot more of the sort of Tensile experience camp projects popping up around the world. So it's low density, it's social distanced, social distancing already built in. I think the days of the Thomas Cook sort of, package holiday deals where you're going to the Costa Brava and you're all packed into a high density hotel on the sea strip. I think those days are probably over. I think travelers want more out of their traveling experience now than that. Everything's a lot more Instagrammable, TikTokable, experience driven. Everybody wants to have a photograph of their holiday that doesn't look like anybody else's holiday. So I think, fish and chips on the beach of Malaga is going to be a dying sort of travel concept, whereas wine tasting in the fjords of Norway or forest foraging in the islands of Finland with a guide and a really authentic personalized experience, wilderness experience. I think that's going to be where the future of outdoor excitement lies for the next 10, 20 years.
Incredible. I'm just imagining briefly, I've done a lot of guiding in my life. I'm just imagining briefly walking a group of clients into what I've told them is going to be a camp for them. Just come and see your tents and they tell them that's what they're sleeping in tonight, because I think your tents produce some really jaw-dropping visuals for people when they see it, if they don't know quite what to expect. Anyway, that's off topic.
That's fine. I mean, one of the best things about our job is watching people's initial reactions and how excited they get when they first get into a tree tent and go, like, firstly they marvel at the size of it, and then how comfortable it is and how fun it is, and their kids go nuts. They can't get their kids down for 3 months. So yes, it's certainly one of the most pleasurable aspects of our job.
Cool. So last and final question, Alex. What's your message to all the people out there that get in the outdoors?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I think that demographic is growing exponentially at the moment. I think obviously with everybody, certainly in Europe and North America, experiencing lockdown after lockdown, getting out and about and staying sane has become a kind of integral part of everybody's weekly routine. I think also what's happened is that there's a lot more going out into the wild or into the nature with your family, in your family units. Obviously, in the UK anyway, we're not really encouraged to meet other households that much at the moment. So we're all going out in these kind of little bubbles and looking for great things to do. But I do think that as this demographic expands and widens, and I really encourage that. Obviously, it's really good for your mental health. It's good for your physical health. But we need to really be mindful to take, nothing, it's the old saying, leave nothing but footprints and take nothing but pictures, because the more we are all respectful of the natural world and keep it in its current state for future generations to enjoy the same as we have and the generations past. No one wants to go and see an elephant and in your case South Africa, and see an elephant and next to it is like Tesco or plastic bag and a Coke bottle. That is just, it's not on. So I would encourage people to be respectful of the environment, take out their trash. I would also certainly in places of more densely populated like the UK, where I've recently learned that I believe only 10% of the land surface area of the UK is open to public access. So I would encourage people to start joining Ramblers associations. I would encourage them to be proactive in petitioning the government to open up access to public lands, and to give the population more space to breathe and more space to really experience and enjoy the beauty of nature. At the moment, certainly in the UK, we are hemmed in. And of course, when you've got a spring bank holiday and everyone's looking to get out, you go to these spots of natural beauty and they are packed. And nobody really wants to be like shoulder to shoulder with people climbing over styes in the middle and looking at beautiful views or trying to find, can you excuse me? So I can take my picture. Nobody wants that. Everybody wants a little bit of space. And I think the more land there is open to us all, the more we will enjoy that experience.
Cool. Well, I'd like to encourage everyone to go and check out Alex and Tensile by visiting their social media and websites in the description below here. Alex, thank you for your time today, and may 2021 be an epically successful year for you and Tensile.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.